been a long time coming, but we're going to get to it. We're going to burn my uniforms. I cut off about 4 patches. Some of you have requested a patch. I don't know why you want it, but hey, good on you. But I'm going to burn what's left. Wholesale. Whole cloth, if you will. So, here we go. This particular one, I want to make sure that we're doing it right now. Okay? Mr. Chad Olson, who apparently has a bootlicking fetish and thinks that he's got to call me a bitch for doing this. I don't know. Maybe I know you. Maybe I don't. Maybe you work for the Olmsted County Sheriff's Office. And if you do, you're nothing more than a status bootlicker. If you had any inkling of what was done to me in the name of political correctness and career advancement by the sheriff, you might not call me what you called me, which there again was a bitch. So, Chad, this first one's for you. And if anybody out there knows Chad Olson, or if anybody out there would like to contact Chad Olson, he's commenting on one of my other posts, tell Chad to tune in and watch. And actually, if you'd like, you could just go ahead and tell Chad to drive all the way down here to Spring Valley, and he can stop me if you'd like. I'm over the statist. I'm over bootlicking sycophants. This one's for Captain Macy Tessmer. I was a good deputy. No, I was a damn good deputy. And the only reason I'm not there anymore is because the powers that be, that thin blue line you hear about all the time is real, but it's not thin, it's thick as hell. And it covers for itself. It protects itself. And more often than not, under the leadership of men like Kevin the Tyrant Torgerson, it's more interested in doing what's politically expedient and is guaranteed to win him in a re-election than it is doing what is right. And he's got sycophants, mental midgets like Brian Howard. And I'm sorry, the man is a mental midget. He is a complete and utter moron. And everybody that went to school with him in Spring Valley, now called Kingsland, will attest to the fact that he was a bully and a blowhard when he was growing up. Surprise, surprise, he turned into a cop. That one right there is for Captain Adams, who always talked a good talk when it came to standing up for the Constitution and being a conservative, but would throw anybody under the bus. As long as it meant he didn't have to answer questions. Come on, Chad, where are you? I'd love for you to chime in. And no, if for those of you that are watching and the Patriots, I'm not cutting the American flag off these uniforms when I burn them, because any uniform worn by anybody serving under Kevin Torgerson and Chief Deputy Waletsky and Chief Deputy Howard doesn't deserve to have the American flag flying on it and should be burned for the disgrace to save it some sort of honor. This one is for Waletsky, who at one time in my career literally fielded a complaint from somebody about me that had absolutely nothing to do with me, but sent an email down to my sergeant and asked, "What the hell you got going on with that retarded Pearson?" Yeah. This one is for the county attorney of Olmsted County, both in being willing to represent the sheriff in his assault on me, but also for when I was assaulted in the line of duty just a little over 4 years ago, offering a plea deal to the bastard who assaulted me, who then went on to continue to assault people and violated my victim's rights and didn't tell me that he was going to offer him a plea deal. I think his name is Ostrom. County attorneys are not your friends, ladies and gentlemen. It's getting a little warm. It's funny how the uniforms of bootlickers will burn real hot. This uniform is for the Olmsted County Sheriff's Office in toto, not the ones that I actually respect who are still there. I hope you guys get out as soon as possible. But this is for the Olmsted County Sheriff's Office in total. And the Olmsted County board, especially the alleged conservative on the board. I can't remember his name. Boy, gosh. He owns a drilling company in the Rochester area and claimed to be a conservative, but then told everybody that they were stupid if they didn't mask up, and even implied that it was against the law. So for those people in the Olmsted County Sheriff's Office who didn't bother to reach out and ask how I was doing and have gone radio silent since I was put on administrative leave, I hope the bird of paradise flies up your nose and that an elephant caresses you with his toes. And if you're old, you'll know what that song reference is from. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this in the dark. This one is going to be for Brian Howard, Chief Deputy of Detention Services. Yeah, I'm showing you the American flag. I'd rather burn the flag than ever say you served under it, sir. Oath keeper, my butt. This is for you, Howard. Burn. Folks, you need to be aware. About 5 to 10% of the people who put on the uniform every day are actually decent. Most of them are just there for a paycheck. And they'll do whatever is told to them to do. As long as it doesn't rock the boat and they don't lose favor with their higher-ups. We've raised an entire generation of sissies and cowards. And there's a person watching right now whose brother's in law enforcement, and he's actually one of the good guys. He's stood up for the Constitution and put his career at risk, and I have massive respect for him, and I hope that he gets out as soon as possible. I gotta keep my distance here, ladies and gentlemen. The flames are getting a little high. And for those of you that are still in law enforcement that I know, that I call friends, you're the good ones. I hope you get out soon. Retire, find a different job. I don't know, go to digging ditches. Because there's more honor in digging a ditch or building a wall, putting shingles on a roof, than there is left in the law enforcement community anymore. Those people that we call heroes are the same people that said they'd enforce the governor's mandates. The law enforcement world is filled with a bunch of cowards these days. And that's a trickle-down problem. It starts with senior leadership. Look at the Twin Cities. Look at the mess that that place is in. The problems that they have is a direct reflection on the senior leadership, and it bleeds down into the lower ranks. And there aren't any people left anymore who are willing to stand up and say enough is enough. Because the ones that do get shut down. And they'll treat you like garbage. I gave 13 years of my life. I cut people down who were trying to hang themselves. I went to the aid of fellow deputies who were in severe risk of being harmed. And I never once asked for any special recognition for it. And they tossed me aside like trash. Because that's what they do to the people who stand up for what they believe in law enforcement now. You want to know how to make a difference in our country right now? Start asking your local sheriffs and asking your local chief of police how they feel about things like the Constitution, whether or not they'll stand on the Second Amendment, whether or not they'll stand on the First Amendment, whether or not they'll ask their men to violate the Constitution in defense of a governor's unlawful orders. And then watch their actual actions if their men say no. Or watch to see if they just do all the politically expedient, proper things so that they can remain in office, so that they can have that fat check. Most of them aren't public servants. They're there to serve themselves. And they like to hire people that are just like them. This is the last one, besides the one that I'm holding back for a special event. This is for you, Kevin. This is for you, Kevin Torgerson. And in honor of Kelly Don Martinez and the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension and the FBI and all those other people that Kelly and J.D. Carlson from Albert Lee called before they filed formal complaints against me to the sheriff's office. But most importantly, this is for you, Kevin Torgerson. I stood on my oath, and I may not have my career anymore, but I'll be damned if I'll ever look at anybody and say that I violated what I believed in. You can do all of your Special Olympics polar plunges, and you can do your law enforcement memorial work, honor guard. You can do all of that. You could show up to every single honor guard event. You can go to all of the law enforcement memorials in the state, and you can go to all the law enforcement memorials in the United States, but you're a coward, and you didn't stand for your oath. When you had the opportunity to tell the people who are complaining about the things that I was saying, that like it's none of your business, he's not doing anything that affects his job, you spit on the Constitution, you coward. So this is for you. You don't deserve to wear the uniform. You don't deserve to wear the American flag. You don't deserve to wear the patch of the sheriff's office of Olmsted County. And I would rather burn it than ever tell people I was affiliated with it. And I know I can't keep people from voting for you because you're a slimy, smarmy, arrogant prick. And you've got all the people in Olmsted County fooled into thinking that you're just the best thing since sliced white bread. But I know who you are. And a lot of the people that work for you know who you are. And they know what you're like. And they see how you treat the people that are the best and hardest working. You don't give a damn about that. So Chad Olson, if you're watching and you think I'm a female dog because I'm burning that patch, I don't care. I don't care what you think. I don't care about the opinions of boot-licking sycophants. I may lose everything that I've worked for the last 13 years. But I walked away with my integrity, and I walked away with my dignity, and I walked away with my principles intact. And that's more than I can say for anybody who has stood by people like Kevin Torgerson or Tim Walz. If you're one of those people who says, I'm just going to shut up and do what I'm told to do, I'm just going to follow my orders, you are literally no better than the Nazi death camp guards. And I don't care if you don't like it. I don't care if you think that's too hyperbolic. Oh, you're going too far now, TC. No, my friends. The people who came after me are the same people who will come for you during the next round of shutdowns. They're the same people with guns that'll come and haul you away because you don't want to take a shot in the arm or you don't want to stay home when the governor tells you to stay home. Who do you think is going to enforce that? You think they're going to send out a social worker to arrest you? No. They're going to send men that you want to call heroes. They're going to send men that you want to call brave. They're going to send them out to your house to haul you in for not following the governor's mandates. People with guns. The kind of people that like to hide behind a door and let 20 children and teachers be massacred in a school until it's safe for them to make entry. I don't blindly back the blue anymore. They don't get a break from me anymore. And if this pisses off the people that have known me for a long time, I don't care. It's time for us to wake up. The people that we've put the most trust in to have our backs in this country are the people most likely to be used against us when the going gets rough. Ask our friends in Canada who shut them down. Cops. Ask the people in New York who came and shut down their businesses. Ask Larvina McFarquhar who delivered the warrants for her arrest, who delivered her summons. Ask Lisa Hansen who arrested her. Ask Lisa Hansen who took her into custody and threw her into a detention center. Ask Lisa Monet who delivered the summons to her when she needed to show up to court. Ask the people in Spring Valley who had deputies show up to their house, to their businesses, and tell them, look, hey, we got a call that you were not requiring people to mask up, and we're here to educate you because that's the first step in what we're supposed to do. Every single person who took one of those calls and went out on one of those calls has already communicated to you the kind of person that they are. And it starts at the top. We're losing our country. We're losing our republic. And I see so many of you driving around with your hero worship, your signs in your yard. We support this, we support that. Ask yourselves, do they support you? Because I'm going to tell you the vast majority of them don't. This closes a chapter, but it doesn't end the story. I'm not done. Thank you to everyone who's been paying attention for the last couple of years and has been supporting me. You have no idea how much I respect that and how thankful I am for it. It's not going to be easy, but I'm going to keep going. And I appreciate every one of you. And some of you watching know, Janet, I see you. I remember your son. I remember how we met. The system destroys the good ones. When I took that oath, it wasn't to do what they wanted me to do. It was to do what was right. And I stood on that until the very last day. The next time you see somebody in uniform at a grocery store or a gas station or a McDonald's or getting a cup of coffee somewhere, instead of walking up and offering to buy them coffee, hand them a copy of the Constitution and ask them if they really understand what it means. Until next time, my friends. Sic Semper, Tyrannis.